4. This would be 4. Hello, and welcome back to the latest episode of Think Pieces. So hopefully you have listened or watched the first few episodes and enjoyed them and managed to take something away from the words I was saying. So today's think piece is less of a poem and similar to the piece I did about, I think, which would have been the last episode, about when I was at Barry Island and I was walking along the beach. So it was one of those moments where I was doing a mundane task and something just dawned on me, and I had somewhat of an epiphany, like I said before, and I just thought about something in a different way, and it helped me, like I said, just navigate through life a bit easier and work out certain problems that I had been dealing with in my life by doing a mundane task. And it sounds really strange, but you'll understand more when I've read the piece. So yeah, before I get into the piece, I just wanted to put this disclaimer out just because I just think it's a cool fact. This t-shirt, there's some history behind this t-shirt. Basically, if you can see it there, it says Seychelles. Don't know if you can see that. And basically, my parents got married in the Seychelles before I was born. So this t-shirt is technically older than me because they bought this back from their honeymoon. So I just think that's quite a cool fact. But let me get into the piece so I don't lose my audience. My audience of probably just my mother. Love you, Mum. Okay, so this one is called Dropping Leaves. When tidying my garden the other day, something dawned on me. After gathering a load of fallen leaves into a pile, I began picking them up with a shovel and putting them in a bin. I would scoop a big bit up, and whilst moving towards the bin, half of the leaves would fall onto the floor. Frustrated at my shortcomings, I got the fallen leaves back into a pile and proceeded to scoop them up again. The same thing happened, and kept happening. The more frustrated I would get, the less leaves would stay on the shovel. Every time, half the leaves would fall off onto the floor, but as the rain was fast approaching, I persevered. After a while, I looked down at the pile and it was nearly gone. A lot of it was gathered around the bin, but after brushing it back into a pile, I realised that as much as I thought I was failing, my attempts were not in vain. And I think that is often where we go wrong in life. We think to ourselves that we must be perfect. We must scoop those leaves up without dropping any, or else what's the point in trying? However, we forget that it's in the dropping the leaves that we learn that it's okay to fail. And that failing teaches us more than succeeding ever could. So next time you find yourself scooping your metaphorical leaves into a bin, just remember that it's okay to drop a few from time to time. Nobody's perfect. So that one was about failure and accepting it and never being afraid of it. I spent years kind of afraid of failing, and there's just no need for it. We're so lucky to be alive. We're so lucky to be on this planet, able to speak, to communicate, to love, to care. I think the odds of being a human being are 400 trillion to 1. You have more chance of, I don't know, so many other things than being a human being. And I think because a human being is so complex, we're filled with all of these emotions that make us forget how precious it is. And I think to put the pressure of being perfect onto ourselves is just unnecessary. We should just enjoy the fact that we are able to do all these things. We're able to communicate. We're able to run, to laugh, to smile, to cry. So yeah, that one was about failure and about never hiding from it. Embrace it. I'm sure all the most successful people out there will tell you that they learnt so much more from their failures than their successes. So quite a simple message, but sometimes it's a message that you need to remind yourself. And just appreciate. That's what it's about. So hope you enjoyed that think piece. I'm going to try and be consistent with these and put them out consistently. I think eventually I'd like to get some guests on to talk about certain topics. I like the fact that they're at the moment quite short. Hopefully you don't think that I ramble on too much. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But I think I'm enjoying the process of creating them, being able to express, like I said, and just talk and feel open that I can say anything and not worry about it being perfect. Just doing it, just getting it out and allowing people to, in a way, see my vulnerability, because I've been a filmmaker for a good few years now, and I think my whole problem with social media and putting out content that's about myself is that I always want it to be as good as it possibly could. Whereas really, I need to accept that it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. So that's what I want this to be. I'm not going to try and edit it too much and put flashy things on there. I just want it to be authentic and real. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this one. I don't know why I'm out of breath for this one. The last few I haven't been out of breath. But yeah, maybe I'm just talking too fast. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. So thank you and goodbye. Rambled on way too much.